So why social media and where do we start is really what it's about. I would like you to know that I put this together. If you ever put a presentation together, etc., I put this together based on my expertise, and a tool that my husband and I created is about how people communicate, the 4 basic quadrants, much like a personality assessment, but it's a way we communicate. And so this visually is designed to attract 100% of the people, not just maybe you in the financial industry. You in the financial industry, for example, might not put these triangles up there in those colors, but that is attractive to 38% of the people who are looking at this PowerPoint. So I just wanted to say that as we begin. So as you're looking at these visually, they're meant to attract 100% of the people. So if you go out and design some social media for yourselves, you can think about some of these things as well. So the first thing, first thing we want to know is, why should we be on social media? From the expertise that Kevin told about me, you realize I'm a baby boomer generation. We did not grow up with social media. Social media was something that I never really thought about that I would be training on, but how you communicate to people as we talk is also applicable to social media. And that's how I got to where I am now. And then I love the research. And by the way, if you present research to people before you start talking about your product or something, it is actually, they will listen at a much, much higher rate. So what is the research? Why are we on social media? So obviously this is pretty generic, not necessarily for the financial industry. The rest of the slides are specifically about the financial industry, but people are on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube are the 3 places. As of the second quarter of 2024, YouTube is now increased, and it's not Instagram, it's overtaken Instagram. But these are the 3 places where people are going to look for information about you, who you are, your business. If you go to a networking event, you talk to somebody on the phone, majority of the people are going to turn to the internet to see if you are there, if your business is there, who you are, can they trust you, are you consistent, are you adding value, are you educating? So this is the data about who's out there. And these are the 3 most important places for us to be on social media. If you're just if you're just beginning, you want to focus on 2 first. YouTube is a little bit more of a challenge, so we'll talk about that later in the subsequent trainings. But this is, people are there. So what's our purpose? What are we doing there? And the purpose used to be that you are going to market your business there. And if you are doing that more than once a week, you are reducing your SEO, you're reducing your productivity, you're reducing the number of times people are out there looking for you or wanting to come back to your pages. If I've been doing some of the social media for you through Annuity.com, you will have probably noticed that we post about your business only once a week. We try to make those a little more personal. We try to have your picture on there. We try to have it so all of the components that are important for people to want to look from the visual image to read the post. So your purpose is for people to know, like, and trust you. And I have to add, and Kevin, you probably haven't seen this piece from me before, but because of AI, we now have to project ourselves some way to make us human. And because people are now identifying, oh, that was AI generated. That was AI generated, and they're not reading those things or looking at those things nearly as much as if we're adding some human content to it. So our job through a social media post is to attract 100% of the audience. So post a variety of ways, a variety of straight lines, squiggly lines, color, black and white, and for them to know, like, and trust us and know that we're human beings. So where are our clients coming from? Data is really important. And I always look at the data, not only of the data of here's the data, but how is it relevant to financial advisors, and what's the detriment if we're not doing it? Because I can go out and give statistics to anybody all the time, but if you actually add to human being and communicate to them the what happens if you're not using it, they're actually going to pay attention a little bit more. And this is across the board as you're talking about selling them insurance or an annuity, et cetera. So 60% of new clients are now coming through social media engagement. So if you're not there, you're missing out. This, I always want to give you where the data came from. I try to get it most relevant. There's some data that's still 2023 because we haven't had enough of 2024 yet to pull, but this is 2024 data. And what's the relevance for that? Financial advisors who are not using it may see and have seen and are reporting a significant drop in client acquisition. So I know we are very much about leads and things like that, but it turns out that if we're active on our social media, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means, you are going to have more client acquisition because they're going there to find you. This is not on my slide deck today, but let me tell you, I do quarterly the research on who bought the most annuities in each quarter of each year. So third quarter of 2023, Gen Xers bought more annuities than baby boomers. The last quarter of 2023, baby boomers eked them out by about 8% more than Gen Xers. The first quarter of 2024, it was kind of a tie between baby boomers and Gen Xers. And then the second quarter of 2024 came around, and baby boomers took 55% of the purchase of annuities. Gen Xers took 45%, and those millennials bought 5%. But the people that are doing the research about annuities, so who is looking to purchase, who's looking to buy, are the Gen Xers and millennials. They are looking to see, because they are looking for a retirement that's secure. And so that's who's looking. So now as we go onto our social media, that data is important to know because we want to capture some of those. We want to be able to present it in such a way, our social media images and the way we write, so it's appealing to them. So everything I design is based on that data. So it's baby boomer generated data each month. It's Gen Xer data, even down to colors and things like that is how I am doing the social media posts that I create. So where else? Client satisfaction. And by the way, as a side, if you ever are showing anybody anything, 38% of the people love to see bullet points on here. And so it's attractive to them. They're going to read it if there's bullet points. So I put bullet points on to demonstrate for you how the different ways that you present actually visually on a post. So 40% increase in client satisfaction retention when you're actively using social media, because they go there to see, to learn, to trust you, to know more about you. So if you're not doing that, you're not effectively boosting your retention, and by extension of that, referrals that are coming from you. And that's a significant. So client satisfaction is another reason that we want to be on social media in our world today. The detriments of not being on social media. 55% of advisors who are not active reported a decline in their business. And so if you're not there, you're going to lose. It's obvious you're going to lose business because everyone is using it. Your social media is your business card. It's your digital business card. And do you have a banner that looks good? Does it have the information that you need on it? Does it represent your brand? Are you posting consistently? Are you posting 5 times a week? For people to get to know you, you post a personal once a week, something personal. I was out golfing. I had a great time. Oh, I went to this restaurant. Another great technique is I went to this restaurant that's in my town. And we'll talk about this later. Hashtag that restaurant. Then everybody that goes to that restaurant is going to see your post. Markets you, markets them, and tells a little bit more about who you are. People can trust you. They want to like you. So that's what we need to be doing on there. We also need to be educating them, which is why we post articles. We want to make you a thought leader. You want to become associated with annuities or associated with life insurance, whatever that is that you want to be associated with. is what you're going to be posting about in a way that they can know, like, and trust you. Here's another one. From the 20, this is the only 2023 I have because they don't have an updated. 80% of clients expect their financial advisor to be on social media and have a presence there for engagement and timely updates. Again, you're going to lose customers if you're not there. And that expectation word, it's really, they expect you to be there. They're going to go to, Facebook is still king. They're going to go to Facebook. They're going to look on LinkedIn to see if you're there. What are you saying? What are you posting? What are you doing? Can I know, like, and trust you? And that 80% is a huge piece of it. Here's another piece of data. And this came from a 2024. 73% of advisors who effectively use social media are seeing a significant increase in client acquisition. So if you're not there, you're missing out on, again, people looking for you, and you can see the pattern. They're looking for you. They want to, again, can I get to know my financial advisor? Can I trust my financial advisor? What kinds of things are they posting? Are they posting something personal about themselves so they can get to know you better? I know we have one advisor who was a firefighter. So when I create his business pieces, I actually do a correlation between finances and firefighting and how that makes him an expert in the field. I have a couple posts with a little bit of fire things, forest things behind it. We have another advisor who coached hockey and played at the semi-pro level. So I have a background that's ice. So these things, every little piece of the image and what we're saying talks about our brand, connects us with financial agents, and then also tells a little bit about themselves. So you can start seeing how you can put those into your images and posts in an easy way. Can I just throw anything out there? No, you can't. You have to have content that has these four quadrants in it. We have to educate. This establishes you as an authority. It demonstrates your expertise, and it helps your reader understand some of the complex financial concepts. That's huge. We need to be educating, adding value. If you do that, the algorithms move you up. If you are just posting about your business, they shift you down. But when we're doing it for you, which we have done in the past, we're making you a thought leader, we're educating, we're adding value. We have some download booklets that help them understand the complex financial concepts. Second one is personal. You need to be establishing yourself as a human being. That is becoming more and more apparent as I do the research. Even in the last 3 or 4 months, AI has grown to such a level, and AI has grown to for people to easily utilize it. They're utilizing it in a way that it is give me some information about this. It writes very grammatically correct. It writes very professionally. And now when you're using AI, and that could be a whole other training, it's about how do I utilize the ease of AI and at the same time make myself sound human. So I utilize AI to help me for guidance, ideas, suggestions, but I ask AI to say, give it to me in a friendly, family-oriented manner. And then all of a sudden it sounds more human, but I add human pieces to how I'm writing things I post all the time. So it makes it seem like a human being is providing this. And then you add things about family. I know my son, we were just out in Colorado. My son had did a change of command. He's a commander out at Space Force. And so I don't get to post anything from him very often because he's in the intelligence field, but I got permission to post an image of our family, of my 4 kids. And it's like, we don't get to be together very often, but we were, and here's this image. And it's gotten tons of impressions because it was who I am as a person. And it told a little bit of a story about my family and what we do. And so that you don't post often, but you do post that maybe once a week. You share things that build your reputation in your industry and become a thought leader. At annuity.com, we share articles that say a colleague of mine wrote this article. It might be something you want to read. This is what it's about, and then here's the link to download it. So because you are sharing a colleague in the field, or every once in a while you'll see an article that maybe was in Forbes or something you're sharing, then it isn't all about you. Your algorithms pick up on that. They say, oh, this is a thought leader. He cares enough about his clients to share what other people are also saying that are reputable. And you build your reputation in your industry because you're doing that. So it's important to share from articles that you, oh, Kevin, I just noticed those aren't level across. There's going to be some of you on this call that aren't going to like that. Sorry. This is what I train in a lot. And I'm like, oh, makes me human though. But anyway, so sharing. Business, then you market your business. You try to have a system at annuity.com. We do have a system where we track the visitors. How many impressions and clicks are you getting? Impressions are big now, not nearly as much. Used to all about followers. It's no longer about that. How many people are seeing those posts? But we only market our business once a week. It's not like it used to be where you put out here, I could do this for you. Here, I can do that for you. We're doing all these other things first, and then our business is second. In the financial industry, it turns out people are looking for a financial advisor on Fridays more than any other day of the week. And so I'll post financial advisor, this is your business on Friday. So everything we do has a reason and a purpose. So it is to build your business, build your brand, establish you as authority, make you a thought leader. All of those things increase your algorithms, but also add the personal things so we can know, like, and trust you. Okay, whoops. So 5 degrees of intentional on what you post. So you always want to be intentional about what you post. When I post, and I've posted for some of you that are on the call, everything I do is based on the 4 basic ways people communicate. So some are straight lines, some are curved lines, some are vibrant colors, some are not vibrant colors, some have your picture, some have your picture looking out, some have your picture looking at the headline. All of these things are intentional to actually attract 100% of the audience. One particular post may not attract 100% of the audience any given time, but when I create a calendar, within a week, you are attracting 100% of the people that will be on social media based on my background and knowledge and expertise in the neuroscience of marketing, the 4 quadrants of communication. So what's your intention? Who are you, if you're doing it on your own, who are you attracting? Do you have the research on who's searching for annuities? It's millennials and Gen X's. Are you posting things that they want to see? Are you utilizing your brand colors, etc.? This data on this particular page is from a class that is taught at Stanford. And it gives us a place to start. So let me go through each one of these quadrants and then tell you, if you're starting from scratch, you hardly have any followers, where you're going to start, where you're going to be. So the first degree is the promotional thing, and we talked about that. That is promoting your business. This, if you don't have very many followers, you don't want to go there first. You want to be able to do that. And as you grow a big following, you can post about your business or what you're doing a little bit more. But really, that's that once a week tops. But that's promotional part. The second degree is product, but not the product. So this is where you talk about the significance of annuities. What's the benefits? Why do you want to get them? So you're talking about your product, but you're not labeling and naming your product. You are saying, here's some data. Some of you have just recently, if I'm doing it, have had a myth, and then the answers to the question on there. This is not a myth, because that's talking about your product, but not your product. It's sharing it in a different way. So that's attractive to people, because we do not want to be just promoting our product. That doesn't help that know, like, and trust piece. Third degree, thought leadership, and this then you can associate with your product. So you take the second degree and add a little bit more to it. That makes you a thought leader. And then you have some association exactly with your product. And that is what we are also doing as we create you as a thought leader. Fourth degree is specific to an audience and associated specifically with annuities. So if you know you're going to create a post that is just for baby boomers who are purchasing annuities, that's what the fourth degree is. And you can have some posts that are geared toward just that demographics because you're doing this intentionally. You know that in the fourth quarter of 2024, baby boomers are going to be buying a lot of annuities. So now we might adjust our social media posts for that fourth degree, for that association with just that demographics and with that audience that are specifically associated with annuities. And then the fifth degree is personal stuff. So, and we've talked about that. You know, I'm out golfing. I went boating with my family. I did some posts for one of the advisors because I work with annuity.com and create posts where they'd gone on a vacation and I had a picture. They sent me a picture. They were on a bridge and I created a correlation between finances and bridges and had a picture of their family. And that picture in that post got a ton of impressions because it was more personal stuff. So these are the 5 degrees of what we're really posting about. When you're starting, you go to 3 and 4. You're creating yourself as a thought leader. You're focusing more on those 2 categories than you are on the outside edges. But again, we can do once a week with promotional, once a week add some personal things, etc. And then the importance of talking about giving information about your product, but not specifically saying, come to me and buy my product. You're talking about what they need to know. You're educating them. You're adding value. That again increases your algorithms. So these are the main components of what we are doing on social media and where you want to go and what you want to do with it. And then after that, once you understand what your intention is, who your audience is, the importance of why you're there, then you, the subsequent ones we're going to be talking about is how do you create these? What do you do? What are people looking at? What are the colors that people are looking at? Why are we adding animation?